Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Skagit Storytellers. I'm Liz. This is episode 22. I was really excited to get to 22 episodes. I had seen this post online from Will, who does the Becoming Human podcast. He actually lives in this area. Will had posted something that said, if you record 22 episodes, you are in the top 1% of podcasters. It doesn't matter how many listeners you have. Yeah, I guess most people fizzle out after 3, and then after that, another majority fizzle out after 21. So I really wanted to get to 22. I have this vision board. I talked about it in my episode with Maudie. I believe that was episode 16. I went to her vision board party, and just that number 22 kept sort of coming in my head. I had to do 22 laps of my race to finish my 200. As we all know, I did not do that. I only got 100 miles in, not 200 miles. So I didn't do 22 laps there, but I did finish 22 episodes once I published this. So yay. The other 22 on my vision board is 22 credits to move to the next step in my pay scale. And if you're a teacher and you're not at the top of the pay scale and you're not sure what kind of programs to do to move up the easiest, contact me. I like talking about that kind of stuff. Finances is kind of interesting to me. All right. So 22 episodes. This one is awesome because, I'm recording in this beautiful farmhouse. My studio is upstairs in this spare room we have that has like these kind of angled vaulted ceilings, and we got this house because of my guest on this episode, Marla Chapa. She's awesome. She's such a great realtor. She made this whole process less stressful. My favorite thing about Marla, I bring it up in the episode too, but near the end, it was the moving date. There was something going on at the end. I think something always goes on when you're buying and selling. And Marla got us a hotel room in Bellingham, and it was one of the most relaxing nights of my life. I always think about her when I drive by that hotel and I see the sign. So thanks, Marla. Marla also puts on Skagit Bigfoot Fest. It's happening at the end of September. It's only in its second year, and they already are at the fairgrounds in Skagit County. That's pretty awesome. They were at Eagle Haven last year, and I heard they had a blast, despite the worst air quality in the world was here in Sedro-Woolley because of the smoke from the wildfires. So despite that, they had a great time. But this year is going to be, just unreal. There are so many great headliners. The Olsen brothers that just played at Eagle Haven, they're going to be playing there. I don't even have a list in front of me. I know I'll talk about it again. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be posting up in one of the buildings and recording podcasts with people. So, yeah. Come out and say hi. It's only $10 to get in. It's a 2-day event, and like I said, the talent's unreal. My personal favorites, Cascade Cody and Zach Michaud, are also going to be there, as well as a bunch of headliners I've never even heard of. So I think it's going to be a really fun time. Lots of great things for kids too as well. So we talk about Skagit Bigfoot Fest in the episode, but Marla and I had met, gosh, I want to say maybe 2.5 months ago. It was just an episode I just hadn't been able to get to. So I'm really excited. She has a whole bunch of, she has a Facebook page to do with Skagit Bigfoot Fest. She also has a Facebook page called Skagit Social. She's on Instagram as well. Marla, I think it's Marla Chapa and Company. I have all the links on the description if you want to go to her realty page as well. I'm hoping to get this out today. It's Sunday. I'm a teacher. This is hard. What's today? Oh, it's Sunday, July 2nd. The reason why I need to get this out and start spreading the word is there's a July 4th parade in Sedro-Woolley, and it's very, very well attended. It's going to be so much fun. Olive and I are going to be in the bus. So Marla got a bus for the Bigfoot Fest. We're going to be in it. And yeah, that's pretty cool. You can see us waving at you. But there's going to be a Bigfoot walking around. And someone that is very near and dear to me is going to be in that Bigfoot costume. So be nice to him. That's all I'm going to say. Just, it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. I can't believe that he agreed to do it. Last night we went to the Lazy Acres and Enthusiast show on Guaymas. It was awesome. If you get a chance to see those two bands, I highly recommend it. I'm not sure when the Enthusiasts play next. Sorry, Andrew. But I know that Lazy Acres plays at Eagle Haven at the end of the month, Friday night, July 28th, just down the street from my studio. And they're playing with Pretty Much Nothing. So Pretty Much Nothing is opening, Miguel's band. And then Lazy Acres is after that. And that should be a fun show. I think I told you guys on the last intro. If I didn't, I'm telling you now. My race last night, Andrew from the Enthusiast said, "Oh, when's your next race?" And I said, "Today. I ran today." And he said, "What?" So I'm doing the calendar run, and every day I run as many miles as the date. So yesterday I ran 1 mile, and today I'm running 2. So I really, really want to go to the Lazy Acres Pretty Much Nothing show on the 28th. However, I will have run 27 miles the day before. I will have run 28 miles that day, and then I'll have to run 29. I'll get to run 29 the day after. So if you do see me at that show, just if I'm a little out of it, that's why. Thank goodness it's just down the road. And if you haven't been to Eagle Haven yet, I highly recommend it. They have so many great live acts there. They're really, really nice people too. My first trivia at the Hub was last Wednesday, and it was so much fun. I can't thank all the teams enough for coming out. It was quite a tough one. Team Ramrod and Team 3 Whisketeers were pretty close. They were tied first and second for quite a while, but in the end, the Mountain Zingers came out ahead. It was pretty fun. Thanks to the Concrete Crones also for coming out, and Team Upriver, my favorite team. Only because my family's on it, I have to say that. And Kevin. Have a great day, and as always, go do something hard.
Howdy, partner. Welcome to one of the most northern parts of the United States of America. Travel with me upriver as we talk to a bunch of ladies and fellers and they share their tales of wit and wisdom. That's right, it's time again for Skagit Storytellers with Liz Rankin.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
And I was so new to real estate at that time. I was working with a real estate coach to make sure that I wasn't, I didn't have the experience, but he did.
Yeah. When did you start real estate?
I was actually licensed in the end of 2015. I just had a baby, my third baby. And I gave myself 2 weeks off. Then I took the test, and I passed it.
Yeah.
And I only activated my license because I had one of my coworkers on base. I was still full time in the Navy, so she wanted to buy a house, and she was kind of like, "Well, you're new," didn't want to use me. I said, well, I was like, well, she's like, well, will you show me this house? But she wouldn't hire me. And I was like, only if you hire me. and she was kind of playing a little hard to get, but I caught her. And then I was so new. I didn't know you were supposed to set up appointments or anything. So we literally broke an entry in our Navy uniforms.
No, you didn't. Did you?
Yeah, we did. And luckily I was like, get out. What are you doing? She did not fire me, and that was my first sale was in 2015, I believe.
Then you learned all the rules.
I learned all the rules real quick. I didn't even know how to use the key fob.
Now you follow the rules.
Oh yeah, now we follow the rules. We get ahead.
So I
of
should
the rules.
recommend you.
Now you can officially feel confident in recommending me. But it's funny that we bring that up because I just got done selling that first house ever sold. She hired me again. She's a single Navy mom in Norfolk, and she was ready to sell. She came back to us. She rented it out. The renters trashed it. In every way, like these huge coffee mate canisters, completely full to the rim of cigarette butts. 3 of them in the back.
Oh my gosh!
Like brand new bike, basketball stuff, like tons of trash left behind me. So in 2 days, I got my contractors, our landscaper, 2 sets of cleaners out there, and we got it on the market because I was going to Vegas the next day. So this is right before I left to Vegas last month.
Oh, okay.
And we were able to get it multiple offers and
Wow.
sold within 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wow.
That house has a story.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I mean, every house
client, every house has a story. We're starting to share the good stories. We don't want to tell too many of the complicated. It could be discouraging, but
well, I do remember there was I don't know what the issue was, but there was some issue with this house, and you got us a hotel room in Bellingham. I cannot thank you enough for that. It was the Oxford Suites in Bellingham, and every time I drive by, I think of you because when we got there, it was like a perfect storm. It was I think I had we had just got back from Disneyland. I think I had just DNF Chuckanut. There were so many things going on.
We're living out of a U-Haul truck.
And then that, and then when it all happened, and then so when we stayed there, we got to the hotel room. CJ was like, "We're going to the pool. You're gonna sit in the hot tub," and he made me sit in the hot tub. And then we went up to the hotel room, and he's like, "We're watching TV. You're taking a bubble bath," and he like made me relax. He went and got food. He could see it.
So that was
it was amazing.
A lesson learned. Now we don't schedule closings on Fridays ever.
It was probably a holiday or so. It was probably Easter or I don't know.
It was something like that. And then
somebody was on vacation too, I think, or I don't know.
What happened is the recording, I don't think it was taking place. I don't know, because you can close that day, and then because it's at a certain time, it didn't get recorded by the county.
Oh, okay.
And so technically, and it just depends if both parties are willing. But there's a lot of liability. So if you're not recorded, the liability could still be on the seller. As far as like, let's say they're moving into their house and CJ hurts himself or whatever, like it could just get ugly real fast. In other cases, in some places it has. So you
always got to be careful.
You have to be careful.
Yeah.
And
it's like you want to make the clients happy, but also you've seen things go wrong.
Right. So now we close on Mondays. Because if we don't get it done Monday, we got Tuesday or Wednesday. Or, you know what? We got a week to figure it out. So I recommend always telling clients, do not close on the Friday of the last day of the month ever. Because that's when escrow is busy. But now,
funny.
I mean, escrow's been pretty good to me now that I've been, consistently selling lots of homes. And a lot of people, it's been a journey. I'm not from here. I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
So, if I had
all these new rules,
rules, but also I didn't know anybody. I was in the Navy, so all I knew were the guys on base who lived on base.
Yeah.
So if I had known about how real estate works and it's all about who you know and community, I don't know if I would have gone into this industry. It was almost like ignorance is bliss, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, I feel like you're good for it,
and I
feel like you're making it work.
Well, yeah. I did. I made it work. Y'all were one of my first clients for Homes for Heroes.
Oh yeah. So now because I'm a teacher. So how did you start that?
Okay. So
is it something that you started?
No, this is a nationwide program.
Oh, okay.
Nationwide program developed after the events of 9/11. It really brought a lot of attention to the world and who are the real heroes in this country.
Yeah.
And so that's how it started. And it's not just for military; it's for teachers, educators. I honor it to all the school districts. So if you work for the school district, you qualify for this program.
Yeah,
bus driver.
I was going to say, Olive's bus driver is a hero.
Yes, yeah. So are mine. They put my
the
son.
Stories I've heard.
Oh my goodness,
it's like going to war.
Oh yeah. So I have a child too that makes it challenging, fun.
Okay, so anyone that works for a school district, and so how does it work?
Okay, so you just have to provide proof that what you do or what you've done. Even volunteer firefighters, I've honored it to them too. They, definitely. First responders, law enforcement, healthcare workers, medical workers, all qualified. Somebody that worked at the Purdue Chicken Ranch, they qualified because they work in the healthcare department.
Okay.
So we honor it, and that's just proving it. Then you sign a disclosure that says I have to give you that portion of my commission.
Yeah.
So it comes out of my commission. So if there isn't any commission being offered, that's I guess a minimum of at least 2.25 which covers what it says. I've never gone any commission lower than 2%. So I don't know what happens at that point, but there's still a reward. But I don't know how Homes for Heroes works it out.
So a portion of your commission will go to Homes for Heroes.
Right. So 30% off the top of my commission goes straight to Homes for Heroes.
And so what does Homes for Heroes do with that?
They keep a portion and they give the rest back to the client. So 0.7% of the sale price. So you just multiply it with the sale prices times 0.007, and that's what you can expect back from Homes for Heroes.
Okay.
And there's always a little bit left over. Whatever's left over, it goes to the nonprofit foundation of Homes for Heroes, and they go and they give scholarships throughout the year to all.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Wow.
To all these other all these nonprofits that support hero organizations.
Yeah.
So it's a really amazing program.
It's a win-win all around.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Every realtor invests in getting business some way or another. Some of it's Zillow, some of it's Redfin, Realtor.com, whatever it is. I felt that this was like I was like, well, cool. I don't need, Redfin already has fancy commercials. Zillow has this and that. And I was like, but Homes for Heroes actually gives the majority of that money back to the hero. You saw the check. You read the check.
Yeah.
So
it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because, you shared that picture. So 5 years ago this week.
Yeah. So the average check that we write in our county or that our hero clients can expect is anywhere from $2,500 to $6,500.
Wow.
Depending on the sale price of the home.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a really cool program. There's lenders out there. There's inspectors. Y'all are the ones who introduced me. I think it was you or my other clients that found. I didn't know inspectors were doing it too. And
wow! I didn't know either. Yeah.
So there's some inspectors out there that give back a credit, which average inspection could be anywhere from $400 to $600, and some of them are doing it for like $350. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Program.
Oh, neat.
Really, really good idea. My son just started a YouTube channel. I have no idea what we're doing.
Oh, I love it. Like a gaming channel?
Well, he's real into, his dad's stationed in Japan right now.
Oh, is he?
So, in the military attached to the Ronald Reagan. They're getting ready to deploy again.
Oh, wow.
But he's real concerned about what's going on out there in North Korea. And there's a lot to be concerned about.
Yeah.
So he's really got into geography, and he actually teaches for 15 minutes in his class geography. And
wait, your son?
My son. My son, yes.
How old is he?
He is 10 years old.
And he teaches geography in his class?
Yes.
Okay.
Daily, yeah. So, and he knows his stuff. So he's been following some mapper guy that says, oh, well, let's see if this were to happen, let's combine the Dakotas. And if this would happen, then maybe this would happen. And he goes back as far as history and
current events.
All this stuff.
Wow.
But he's like, well, then if this happened, then this would happen. And it's all based on, it's not just the United States. It goes over, Europe, Asia, all over. So my son is he just really knows.
That is amazing.
Really cool. So he wants to so he's been doing something like, he likes Minecraft and mapping. So he's kind of doing a little combination of that. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I was going to say, Olive has a gaming channel on YouTube.
Oh, really?
She has about 11 videos, and she just plays Roblox and, her Switch, and there's nothing behind it, just her having fun, because she watches all these videos.
Right.
And I said, why don't you just make your own, Can I? I'm like, it's actually not that hard.
Yeah.
You just got to be consistent. And that's with anything in life.
Right.
It's really like anyone could just get a couple mics and do this, but you just got to be consistent. Yeah. Yeah. I almost didn't put this out, like my podcast in general. I kept saying, I just need like 10 episodes just so I can do it like once a week and have it consistent. And I was supposed to meet a guy here, and he ended up canceling on me, but I didn't know until the time, and I checked my phone. It was on Do Not Disturb, and I thought, oh my gosh, he canceled like 2 hours ago. Darn it, I didn't see it. And I thought to myself, what are you doing? You're putting this off. You're making all these excuses about the audio quality and the number of episodes you need and how you need to be consistent. You're just saying that because you're scared. Mm-hmm. I said, fuck it. I just pounded a non-alcoholic beer and I put out 3 episodes. And I woke up in the morning and I was like, I can't believe I did that. It feels so good. And so I put out more and more. And I think about this 24/7.
No,
like it's spring break and I have like 5 of these scheduled.
No, this is a great idea.
So fun.
This was such a great idea. I really believe we hear stories all the time, like, oh wow, but if there's like a consistent place to go to
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
like stories, like we run into stories, but if there was some kind of consistent following, that would be really cool. Like, oh, did you know?
Well, and from like my friend Tessa that has this mental health program for young athletes to like, we're going to talk about Bigfoot Fest.
Yeah.
But then like Dustin and Casey who bartenders at the Hub,
Yeah.
just hearing their stories, it's incredible. I did a podcast with all of it. It was so ridiculous. But just, I don't know, anything all over the map, whatever entertains me, I'm going to put it out.
No,
Or if you're a musician who has a show coming out, yeah, let's talk, play a song. But yeah, anything. I love it. And even I was actually at my friend Brittany's, my neighbor's house, and her son came in, and that kid could talk about dirt bikes for 2 hours, and he's really smart, and hunting, anything. And I said, hey, you want to be on my podcast? He goes, okay. I go, all right, make a list of all the stuff we're going to talk about. He's so excited. He's 8.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really
Okay,
cool.
so let's talk about Bigfoot Fest.
Okay.
So I am pumped. It's September 30th,
29th and 30th.
29th and
So it's
30th,
a Friday
and
and
it's
Saturday.
at the fairgrounds.
It's at the fairgrounds.
That's the first time it's been there.
Yes. Well, this
Okay.
is the second time we've ever hosted it here, or ever done this. So
Oh, I thought it was 5 years.
No, that I said the fairgrounds was my 5-year plan. We got
Oh,
it.
no way. Okay, so where was it last year?
It was at the Eagle Haven Winery.
Right down the
Yeah,
road?
right down the road.
Oh my
That's where it
gosh,
was.
that's
And
crazy.
that was such a beautiful venue and location. It was, and they're so awesome to work with. They're veteran owned.
I've never been there. It's right. I know it's right down the
You
street.
you don't know Sarah, Herlix, and her Tina and Tom?
No, do I need to meet them?
You need to meet
Okay.
them. Like that's
Okay.
going to be your new place you're going to go.
I
just
know that
to-
my friend Teresa sells coffee there.
Okay, yeah.
Ernesto Coffee.
Yes,
she
this
was
is-
selling because they do a market.
Yeah, they do markets.
a farmer's
They do
market on
every,
Sundays?
Every weekend they have like live bands.
I could walk
all the
there.
time. You could walk there. They're doing
Okay.
so much, and it's in all the whole family can go. It's
Oh,
not just for adults.
yeah.
So we take our kids and they run around in the
I'll
fields.
call them and bring them on here.
You should. You should. Tina. is
Okay, because they're
awesome,
kind of
Sarah.
new, aren't they?
They're kind of new. They
Okay.
took it over, I guess, a couple of years ago now.
Oh, they took
And,
it over.
Yeah,
Okay.
they now, so it's newly owned, new
Okay.
owners. So definitely connect with them if you need help. I'll connect you
Yeah,
to them.
yeah, that's awesome.
But it
Cool.
was there last year, and we had the full 9-course Flat Sticko GT golf course.
That's
out there.
awesome. Yeah.
But there was a lot of things that we were learning. It was the worst day to have an outdoor because it was like, remember all that smoke? and-
Oh, yeah.
Like the worst air quality in the world was right here in Skagit County. Literally, they said in the world.
Yeah. In the world?
We're in the world.
Oh my
Yeah, I'm not joking when I say it was like the worst. And then it was mostly outdoors. So it was like, wow. And I was like, wow, just the week before that, we had these amazing sunsets.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, oh, God.
Oh, and the sunsets here are
And
beautiful.
the weather
yeah.
was supposed to be good. And it was like, and then all this smoke came in. I was
From
like,
Canada, probably.
Yeah.
right?
I was like, oh, man. So
I'm trying to think of the acts you had. Did you have pretty much nothing?
What do you mean?
Pretty much nothing is a band from Concrete.
No, we had like 13 bands. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. We had,
I love that, Miguel. Yeah, Miguel's awesome.
I don't know
yeah.
who we have already booked this year.
Okay.
Alex Moffat is in charge of that. She's
Okay.
You need to have her on here. She's
Yeah?
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
non-censor. You might want to censor. She has a few F-bombs.
You can swear on this. it's fine.
Okay, so but she's really cool.
Cool.
She's the one in charge of the bands. She actually got
Nice.
up and sang with one of them, rocked it.
Really?
One of the bands we had
That's
was
awesome.
Silk Roads, I believe.
Did you have Lazy Acres?
Yes.
Okay, because Wes is coming here today to
Oh,
talk.
really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
We had this. It was a lot
Cool.
of fun. I'm all
Nice.
into music. My dad was a band director for many years.
Oh,
so
the live music that we have in the Valley is, I mean, unparalleled to anything.
it is.
It's amazing. It's like a problem because every night, like Fridays, there's 6 shows you could go to.
But see-
So you're like, where should we go?
But the thing is, I'm not from here, and when I got here, I was like, God, there's nothing going on, nothing, and that's how the Skagit Social kind of started. Because
Okay.
I was like, well, let's be the one to tell people because we have a lot of new growth coming into our area,
Yes, that's-
military or
yeah,
Amazon
yeah.
or whatever. But while they're here, let them see the beauty. They're only
Yeah.
here for a short while,
Yeah.
and then they leave, right?
That's the thing. So if you're here for the weekend, how do you find out what's happening?
Right. That's why I want people to start going to Skagit social page.
All right.
And then we have volunteers. So I can add you as a volunteer editor if you want, and you
Yeah.
can just post any event that you want to. And
I
it's
love
shared
it.
on our platforms.
Well, I was sharing a couple shows the other day, and then I said, forget, I just got to post them all in one thing. But then a few friends were like, well, what about this and this and this? I'm like, okay, I forgot about.
Well,
So
a
it's
lot
nice
of-
to have it all
is.
in one area.
So that's
Yeah.
how Bigfoot Fest came. So I was like, how do Skagit Social, we're now a proper LLC. How do we make money?
Yeah.
Like, we can sell ads on social media, but we don't really have more than 5,000 followers at this point. I want more followers.
Yeah.
I said, well, but I really want it's a full-time job just to create event,
Yeah.
For each event, and have it on our thing. So I'm getting volunteers at this point, but I want
Yeah.
a full-time content content
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
for social media. And that costs money. And I want to hire someone that's local to do
Yeah.
it. And that's going to be out there in the area. That's
Yeah.
going to go to actual and meet the people and,
Yeah.
and help these local businesses stay in business.
Yeah.
And so, okay, well, let's have a music festival.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, then I said, let's make a whole movement about this. After COVID, it was like my social group was like, it's not cool to be social anymore. Like, keep your cooties to yourself kind of thing. So it came to me where I was like, well, we need to support the local businesses in
Yeah.
this community. A lot of them are shut down. It was already hard enough to stay in business.
Yeah.
And then with COVID, it was just like, well, now you can't even be open. You have
Yeah.
to get real creative.
So at the Bigfoot Fest, there's going to be live music.
Live music.
But then what else?
We're going to have live music. We're going to have probably a rock wall climbing. We're going to have lots of vendors.
Oh.
We can have up to 150 vendors. So we're just now starting to sign vendors, but we're opening it up to the Skagit social businesses first to sign up
Okay.
at a discount. So anyone
Yeah.
that's involved in our closed group, Skagit social vendor page,
Yeah.
you can still add yourself today
Yeah.
and get the discount for 2 weeks. And then it's going to go up like $25 every other month or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not in charge of the vendors, but
Yeah.
I know that that's what's going
Who's
on.
in charge of the vendors?
At
Alex
this
or no?
point, no, she's in charge of just the bands.
Okay.
We have Rick Donovan's going to be in charge of the food truck vendors.
Okay.
He's the Kona Ice, Skagit Kona Ice guy.
Oh,
And-
okay. I've heard of Kona Ice. Yeah.
He's my neighbor, so he's going to
Oh,
be the one in
cool.
charge.
That's awesome.
We're not signing food trucks yet.
Yeah.
I think Leslie Kratzer is going to be is right now in charge. We have a couple of other vendors that are going to be helping sign because we wanted the vendors to help us. That way we know that
Yeah.
what's a suitable price and what's
Yeah.
good. We want the vendors to make money.
So there'll be vendors, live music.
Live music, well, entertainment. You said something about comedians. We're going to have,
Yeah.
we have like all these buildings, indoor and outdoor.
Yeah.
So we were thinking about getting like solo artists for some of the smaller indoor buildings. And
Yeah.
then we're going to have a VIP room. We're looking for a VIP sponsor, but where it's like catered and drop backs. And it's like this so-and-so's, in charge of the VIP room. And this is where all the bands are going to be hanging out after and before.
Oh, like a green room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
We're
Nice.
going to have that going on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're probably going to have the Flats to Go TG
Nice.
games out there.
Yeah. Well, and you said you wanted to have like a spot with like mics so people could tell their story. And I
Right.
said, stop, Marla.
No.
You just let me post up for a couple days. I will take care of that.
Yes, we definitely
That
want
would be
this.
so awesome.
I think that would be really
That'd be
cool.
so
Last year
fun.
we had a Bigfoot historian come out and talk about and brought artifacts and stuff.
From that museum?
Not
On
from
20?
the museum.
Okay.
No, he was booked. I think he did make an appearance in some of his costumes. But we're also going to be.
Wait, he was wearing a Bigfoot costume?
Yeah, that's what we want. Bigfoot people with Bigfoot costumes or Yetis or Sasquatch are free all weekend long.
What?
Yeah,
If you're wearing a Bigfoot costume, you get it for free.
Yeah, free. And then we had a Sasquatch call competition, a little footer one, and he was dressed in costume.
Oh my gosh. Is there a Bigfoot 5K?
That's the other thing I really want to do, but I haven't had anybody help us volunteer to do it. So if you
Yeah.
want to do that too, that's
Well, I won't, but I'll ask around.
ask around if somebody
see,
wants
yeah,
to do
a running
that.
person,
You know,
yeah.
and then we can. That's something that I really wanted to do this year. But if it's too much because of what we have going on,
Yeah.
then maybe next year. But I do want to because that fairground, you could definitely do something in that.
Oh,
You know, the
yeah.
fairgrounds
Yeah.
and make it fun. It's only going to be
awesome.
2 days. It's going to be
Only 2 days. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah.
2 days.
yeah.
The third day it's going to be for breakdown because it just felt like it was a little bit too much. But I think it was only too much because of the air quality. Also, the Mariners were in the playoffs last year.
Oh.
I was just like, this is their year. I thought it was their last year. And so-
Wait, what if you had a big screen? You could televise the Mariner game.
Well, had we known, we would have had a big screen. Well, everybody was watching it inside, and
that's
it
funny.
was kind of cool watching it together with everybody because we
yeah.
were like, "What? Oh, no, we're in it!" It got pretty emotional.
That's awesome.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
We Skagit River Brewery is going to be hosting our beer garden, but
nice.
we're hoping that they collaborate with other brewers and kind of
Yeah.
start a real nice brewer community
Yeah.
out here where they have brew fest and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So we're still planning everything. We're signing sponsors. We're looking for sponsors. and we've already signed up the Olsen brothers. I hear like
Who are the Olsen brothers?
Oldest Olsen brothers. Okay, they're on Spotify and they're big.
Music.
Yeah, they're
okay.
music.
Wow,
they're a really good band.
Where are they from?
I believe they're down south of Seattle somewhere.
Okay.
I've heard of them on music on Spotify, but I didn't know that they were local Washington.
Yeah.
Which then made me really excited.
Oh,
It's
cool.
so we're trying to get some other local, not Skagit local, but other bands and their followers to come out.
Yeah.
Eagle Haven said that every time they go there, they sell out completely.
That's awesome.
I don't know how you sell out in 40 acres, but they did.
Wow, that's awesome.
So yeah, they sell it completely, and
Cool.
so we're hoping that they come and bring their crowd with them and bring some more support to our business community and
Yeah.
awareness. Because I don't know if you ever see it. It's like there's Seattle, and then they skip, and there's Bellingham, and
There's
it was really
so
nice
much
to
here.
see the Tulip Festival all over the news. And there's so much to do here, and it's like
There is.
we don't tell people what to do, and we don't have these really cool festivals. I'm going to be promoting this festival on social media to the entire United States. I want all the Bigfoot weirdos in costumes to start creeping their way, lurking their way, creeping away our way. And I
love
wanted,
it.
and we're actually going to reach out to other Bigfoot festivals because we're not the only. There's a lot
Is there?
all over the
Okay.
country. There are. I
Yeah.
want to reach out to them and see if we can connect and support
Yeah.
their festivals.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they come and support ours.
That's
We give them
awesome.
VIP access and stuff for making their
I
way.
love how big you think.
Yeah,
That's
it's been pretty cool.
why would you think any other way?
I don't know.
No, that's why we get
And then I
along.
go home and I'm like, oh my God, what did I get myself into?
Why am I so exhausted?
Why am I so
Crazy. No,
exhausted?
we're exactly the
We
same.
had so much fun last year, though. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we have a lot more support. Last year, we only had 5 weeks to plan it.
What?
And we had 13 bands.
Oh
We
my
had we had about 50 vendors.
Wow.
We had a mini golf course.
Yeah.
We dropped the ball on the food trucks. We only had a food truck like the second or the last day.
Okay, so now you know you
now
need to
we know,
have
and we have
more.
a food truck
Yeah.
vendor that's going to be in charge of them, helping us with that. It was just a lot. We have more people involved
Yeah,
this year,
yeah.
and more time to do it.
Yeah.
And the Skagit Fairgrounds, they really want us to do it there, and they want us to be kind of like an annual event
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
they're really trying to help us out.
Oh
with
my
it.
gosh, that's so awesome. Well, isn't there like a wood fest, or there was like wood fest
it was
last weekend?
Yeah, it was last weekend. It's like
And then before that, there was like something else there, and then there's a garage sale in a couple weeks. Like I didn't
it's
realize
this weekend. The garage sales this
this
weekend.
weekend,
We're going to
okay.
be there with a table.
Oh, you are? Okay.
For Bigfoot Fest.
Yeah.
So we'll have on Saturday only, and I believe they have an egg hunt and all this stuff going on. So I'll be going
Actually,
live.
I saw the flyer. There
Yeah.
is so much stuff. I probably heard about it from Skagit Social. Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really had so much. We were at the Home and Garden Show last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a lot of fun. The weather was kind of, hit or miss or whatever, but it was a lot of fun just,
Mm-hmm.
meeting all the local contractors and builders in the area
Yeah.
and, getting to know them and seeing all the cool stuff that they had to bring. And a lot of them were saying, you should just see before COVID, it was like a bit, it was really, so I think a lot of events are just starting now to recover.
Yeah.
So this is the perfect time to get involved in them and
Yeah.
help them, get big. So we're going to be at the garage sale this Saturday. And I think there's a couple other events that we'll be doing there at the fairgrounds. But
Yeah.
I had so much fun. Took the kids, let them go, run wild.
That's
It's a
awesome.
bunch of good people from Skagit getting together and just trying to support each other. So
That's so awesome.
it was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea of like having, big names who aren't necessarily from Skagit, but then also having, local Skagit bands that bring, those local fans in. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Lazy Acres was definitely a big
That's
one
awesome.
for us. We had so much fun. They're so good. I like this Michael David too. He's
I've
solo.
actually heard so much
He's
about him
really
lately.
good. He
yeah.
plays like Tom Petty, even though he's like a solo artist, and I'm just like, Michael David. I think
That's
he's-
funny because I went to a show in Chilliwack, right across the border. My friend was going on a 26-date Western Canadian tour, and so I met up with him and we recorded. Audio isn't fantastic. I unfortunately can't release it. We had a great time though. But the owner of it's called Bazzini's. It's a restaurant in Chilliwack. He said that he comes down sometimes because he actually owns a pub in Bellingham. I forget what it's called, but he said he comes down and watches music. And he said, "Have you heard of Michael David?" I said, "No." And I was trying to find him on Facebook. I said, "God, there's so many Michael Davids."
He
He's like,
spells
"No,
it-
he spells it weird."
Yeah.
Which That's a great way to spell it because you're going to find yourself easily,
He's
right?
on Instagram too. He's
But
really
he
good.
plays a lot.
He does.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
The other one we booked too is Cascade Cody, just because he does a lot. He writes a lot of his own music.
I don't know him. Okay.
Okay, Cascade Cody. He's on Spotify. Follow
Okay.
him. I've done a couple of reels and used his music for it.
Okay.
It was really cool.
You should get Zach Michaud. I love going to Zach Michaud. He's such a good storyteller.
I am trying to,
So
but
interesting.
Alex says she needs more money. So I'm telling her, book this band, book that. But she's like, Marla, I need more money. I was like, oh, that's my part, right? So if anybody would like to sponsor, we need more money or Marla. But
This is a fundraising podcast.
this is a fundraising
for Marla,
podcast
so
for
she can get
the
more
Big Foot
bands.
Fest, so we can get more bands. We want to have a good, diverse band group. We want, we were trying to look for a Mexican rock band.
Oh, I
if
love
anybody
it.
has a hookup to Mana, MANA, that's like a big.
Really?
Oh my God!
Are they local-ish?
No, these guys are like huge Mexican. But if anybody's got a hookup to Mana, I would like to be your new best friend.
Okay. We'll put Marla's email in the show notes.
I know, I really never got to go to a Mana concert. They're coming to Seattle. They're big. Like
That's so
they're like
funny.
international stars.
Yeah.
They're super big.
Hey, you never know.
You never know. Maybe they want to come hang out in the sticks of Skagit.
What was so funny, so when we were living in South Korea, there was a K-pop band that was huge. It was a girl band. Oh, I can't think of what they're called.
What, you lived in South Korea?
That's where I met CJ.
Really?
Yeah. So he's from Everett and Linwood, and I'm from Vancouver Island. And when I was in the Middle East, I was teaching over there. It was not a good time. And I basically, because I had been to Korea before, I basically ran to Korea again because I just needed something familiar and easy. And they pay well there. The food's great. Bars never close. This is when I used to drink. And CJ was here in Everett, and he bought a condo because he was working in construction. Life was great. He bought a condo. He's working in construction. Well, this was 2008.
Oh, yeah.
So he lost his job. He also got cancer. Yeah. And so he almost died. And he's like, I need to live. So his friend had research going to Korea, and he's like, hey, give me all your information. And he just ran to Korea too. And so I met him on a couch in a bar. And usually when you meet people overseas, you say, oh, where are you from? It's the small talk, right? Which is fine. There's a place for that. But I was just in a mood that day. My friends weren't at the bar yet. I sat down. I've been there 8 months, and I just said, why are you here? Let's cut the BS.
Podcasted him without the podcast.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, why are you here? And he's like, you really want to know? I said, yeah, sure. And I wasn't thinking oh, he's cute. Let's get to know him. I just knew a group of guys. I just sat down and started chatting with him. And he goes, you really want to know? He goes, well, I got cancer and I almost died. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. And then anyway, told me a little bit more about it, and that was it. That was our first minute of meeting. He told me all that.
Wow.
And yeah, so we ended up falling in love and getting engaged, and that's why I'm here. But anyway, my point was, it's just funny to think. So there was this huge K-pop band. I forget what they're called now, but there was this big poster that saying they were doing a North American tour. And so in Korea, they're like, oh, wow, this K-pop band is doing this North America tour. Well, I moved here, and I realized I was at the H Mart, which is a Korean grocery store.
Yeah.
And I saw this flyer for this band. They were playing at the grocery store. So
They made it sound
it's
like
funny
it was
how we talk about
the
these
AT&T Stadium.
international bands, and look at them, they're doing here. It's all a show.
That's called very good marketing.
They're probably like, oh, we're playing in Seattle. No, you're playing a grocery store in Linwood. But hey, whatever. They're still doing it, and good for them. I just thought it was so funny. Yeah, you can make anything sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the point of this episode is to bring out the advertising for Bigfoot Fest, late September in the Valley, and follow Skagit Social, because you always talk about fun things happening in the Valley. Hire you to sell your house, or sell or buy your house.
I was like, you're not selling this house.
Not mine. Oh God, no! I'm telling the millions of listeners.
Okay, yes. So Home
No, we're
Studios,
never moving.
how it works is that you work with us, and then you get the check at closing if you qualify. We really work hard to give our heroes and all our clients, heroes and unsung heroes.
I was gonna say, even without the hero thing, I think you do a really great job.
We really
and you
do
really
try.
care. Yeah.
Yes, we do. And I
Yeah.
have a team now, so it's we really try to work together to support our clients.
Yeah.
Bigfoot Fest, September 29th and 30th.
Yay.
We need sponsors. And we're also looking to get more entertainment. We'll probably have I just bought a bounce house.
A bouncy house.
A bouncy house. Oh, something else that we're doing that I'm very. I bought the bounce house because we just did a homecoming on base. It would be yesterday.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I've just done a lot of events, but that one was like we had a bounce house. We had crumble cookies.
Wow.
Morgan Elton from Country Financial was there. We were there. Julie Jackson, she's a mortgage lender. She just changed companies. Can't remember the new company name. The big joke is she knew I wouldn't. But
What was this event for?
This is to welcome home a squadron. I'm not allowed to release which squadron, but they had been gone for 6 months. Very emotional. We hired a
my
photographer.
gosh.
Genevieve of Genevieve Photography was our photographer. She's also a Navy wife, and it was.
Her name's Genevieve?
Yeah, Genevieve. And her company's called Genevieve Photography,
Aw.
and she's really good. She's the one that did my pictures that everyone loves in pink, and my kids are piled on me. And
Yes,
then
I
she
love
did
those
those.
photos.
Yeah,
Okay.
at Christensen Nursery.
Oh,
But
awesome.
she volunteered to help us do these pictures. They're emotional. They're amazing, and we welcomed home
I
some
love
true
those
heroes.
videos and photos whenever I see
We
them.
can't release
Oh.
anything yet. They told us, for OPSEC,
Yeah.
it's a different when I deployed, we come home, everybody knows it's on the news because we were on a carrier.
Oh, but you can't tell yet?
We can't.
Okay.
So I can tell it's squadron, but we did
Okay.
take a lot of pictures and videos.
Aw.
And she said 48 hours, and then she said 72, and then she said a week, and I'm like, which one am I going to go with? So next week I'll post some coverage that we did in our.
So it's like a big family event.
Yeah, it was a big
Everyone
camp.
comes home.
We had the bounce house.
Oh my gosh,
but I
that's
got
beautiful.
it. We got it because we had paid so much to rent it, and I was like, "How much do they cost?"
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
And how many events do I have? And
Yeah.
it's really going to actually be more beneficial if I just buy one.
Yeah.
I've got kids.
Yeah.
I do a million events, and so we're also supporting a local hero, little hero, Dominic the Warrior.
Oh, who's that?
He's a neighbor of mine. He's battling cancer.
Oh.
He had his last chemo session this last week, I believe. And his parents want him. They don't care if I promote my business or whatever I have to do to throw him the best. I told him I won't promote my business. They said, no, whatever you have to do, my son needs to. And I felt
Do they have like a GoFundMe or something?
no, I don't
Or-
think they started a GoFundMe. I told them they should, but we were looking for a venue. All they did was ask me for a venue, and I posted it. Next thing you know, we're looking for a venue, and I'm helping them plan this party.
Yeah.
And the venue that reached out that wants to help was Eagle Haven Winery. I'm telling you, they've got big hearts out
Oh,
there.
I'm going to call them after
You
this.
have to ask for Tina and Sarah. They're the ones I like to work with the most.
Yeah.
The guys are all working, and
So they're having a party there?
they're having a party on May 6th. It's for Dominic. We got the rock climb from Ideal Rental, which is it's actually pretty expensive, massive rock climbing thing, and they
Wow.
donated it. We just had to pay for the transportation, the delivery
Yeah.
of it, which I'm sponsoring that. I went ahead. They really wanted a bounce house. We couldn't find a bounce house. I said, I'm buying a bounce
Yeah.
house. This kid is going to have
Oh my
his bounce house, his
gosh.
rock climb. We're going to celebrate. This is not just a birthday party. I mean, it really is. It's a
It's his
party.
birthday party?
It's not a birthday party,
Okay.
but it's a party to celebrate his last chemo session.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry.
And he had a rough end to it too. He had to go back to the hospital. They've been having to go down to Tacoma to the hospital down there, and they live in Mount Vernon.
Wow.
And so
How long have they been doing this?
they've been doing this. Oh God, I think she said for the past 2 years. I think
2
she said.
years?
It's been a rough. I think that's what she said. It was a lot of information. We're talking
And
about.
how
a
old
party.
is he?
I think he's 9 or 10.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
he's little. He's little, and he's lost all his hair,
Oh.
and the beginning portion of his life has been, it's been a battle, and so we're planning that party. It's going to be in May. So if anybody has anything that can contribute to the party, I think they have somebody playing some live music, but any kind of cool game that we don't know about, or some magician, or anything that wants to,
Wow,
help,
yeah,
that we'd really,
yeah.
really appreciate it. Either contact me
Yeah.
at Marla and Company and on social media, or
Yeah.
contact Eagle Haven, and we're really happy to
That's
help.
really cool.
Yeah, so that's why I bought the bounce house, and we're doing an event. And people don't even know that I'm a real estate agent. They think I'm an event. How many people ask me to go plan their events,
Seriously.
and I'm all like, it's not really what I do.
You know what's so funny? I was talking to I ran into a mom. I taught her kid a few years ago, and
And so we were just talking about all the stuff I'm doing. I'm talking about concrete and trivia and this podcast. And she's like, so when did you stop teaching? I'm like, oh, no, I still teach.
That's what I
Like,
thought.
that's what-
And then I was like, but no,
No, I still teach full time. Yeah. Yeah. But no, that sounds like you're a realtor. That's your main job. But then you do like all of this other
it
stuff.
kind of it's a synergy of good because really it all really is connected.
Yes,
Like I
it's all
started
positive,
social
and
because
it's all connected.
right. I started Skagit Social because I couldn't get into network groups, so I started my own, and it was really just to promote my business and Homes for Heroes to get the message out. Because if you don't know about the Homes for Heroes program and you're a hero, then it's a disservice and it's my fault. You know, I'm not doing the program, so I'm really trying. If there was more billboards in the area, I'd be on a billboard somewhere, wherever I can do to get the reach out to tell. This program is special, and people. When I bought my house, we were broke. I had to borrow $500 from my mother-in-law for earnest money.
Oh, we've been broke. I understand what that.
And then we got a plant that died a week later. You know, after I'm good at plants now, but at the time I no longer kill plants. But when you're buying a house and having kids and moving in and military, it's like plant is the least things on your list to keep alive at that point. But I would have been better to have a check for $2,000 where I could have bought mini blinds and a barbecue pit and a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Those are the three things I needed the most.
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone needs to be broke in their life.
Yes.
Because you really, like, even though, we're doing okay now, but I still have that mindset, you know? It's still hard to spend money.
I think it really is. It's down to earth. I think
it
it's
makes you
more-
appreciate things more for sure.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
And I don't forget that feeling. So I know how important this program is to a lot of people, and we're really proud to offer it in Skagit County. We also took on another territory, Marysville. So we're literally we're serving the whole I-5 corridor.
So you
And,
go from Marysville to...
just all the I-5.
Okay.
We can help the whole I-5, you know, wherever we can. If we can't, then we'll tell, like, that's a little bit out of our area. We won't be able to provide the best service. And they're like, we don't care, just write the offer. And we're like, hold on, wait a minute. You know, we really
That's
do
awesome.
try to help you don't do it.
Wait,
so.
speaking of health, so let's talk about this race you're going to do with me at some point. What are we signing up for? You want to sign up for a full, a half? What should we
I want to start
with?
with a half. There was a
half?
couple
Okay.
of halves I wanted to do. The Anacortes one, I think, was in September. And
Well, there's the Baker Lake 25K. That's 15 miles. That's not bad.
that's not bad.
Yeah, and there's really not much elevation at all. Some rolling hills. It's beautiful.
I like the little rolling
Yeah,
hills. 'cause
there's
that's a good workout.
they do a 25K one day and a 50K the other day. I'm doing the 50K, but I will do the 25K with you. If you
When is this race?
it's early October, so you have
Okay,
lots of time. Lots of time. Yeah.
I think I need something like that.
It'll be a
because
good,
it's
and it'll be
been-
good because you're going to be planning for Bigfoot Fest. You need to stay on a good health path. And, as you know, the more you do, like, you kind of get out of control, and not you necessarily, but anybody.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to need something to keep
That
you on
does.
schedule.
Training for
Yeah.
runs really does get you.
Yeah.
Like, I got to go sleep at night because I got to wake up and get my miles in.
And it's not even like, that's why people are like, oh, how do you get up early in the morning? I'm like, well, I don't have choice. I really don't. I signed up for this stupid 200 miler, and I can fake my way through 50K. I can't fake my way through this. So, like, I have to get up. So, yeah. So when you sign up for a race, you're like, that's what you have to do. There's no, do I want to? It's just, you have to do it.
Right.
So there we go. It's on record. Marla is going to do the Baker Lake 25K. You're so mad at me right now.
Look, I can get through it. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to stop for water.
And the race organizers are so awesome. Dolores and Terry Sentinelli, and they're local, and they just love putting on these local races. And Baker Lake's beautiful. Well, and you've done a full, you said.
I know. So what happened was
Oh.
I trained for a full. I had broken my foot on the ship.
Oh, no.
My toe.
Yeah.
And I did a rookie thing, and I switched up my shoes, and I was running 20 miles that day in Pensacola, humidity. And I re-broke my foot at mile 9, so I had to do 11 miles. I did my 20 miles, but I should have just stopped, to be honest.
Oh, my gosh.
And I didn't, because honestly, I was lost. I didn't live in. I had just moved to Pensacola. I didn't know where it was.
Yeah.
And my phone.
You were lost.
They weren't that sophisticated. This was like back in 2010 or 11.
Oh, my gosh.
They weren't as great as they are now. Like, find my location.
Yeah,
Where am I?
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Someone find me.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, I had to call my husband at the time, and he wasn't answering the damn phone. I was like, I'm just gonna run until I find a street that I can walk. And we were in these neighborhoods and stuff running.
Oh my gosh!
So I finished my 20 miles, and I
Okay.
know I could do 20 miles, but I broke my foot worse, and I was out for like months. But then right after that, I got pregnant, and then I was really out.
Oh yeah. And how old's your youngest?
My youngest is 7.5. He'll be 8 in June.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you're ready. You're ready.
Oh
This is
yeah.
good.
Oh, I started running after I ran
love
with
it.
each child.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I was gonna say because the Baker Lake 25K that's what 15 miles. So yeah, you're good.
Do you follow David Goggins? I'm a David Goggins person.
Yeah, I got his book Never Finished. His second book. His second book's amazing.
I love it. I just love
him.
I love everything. And I'm just like, you know, it really is mental strength. And running is, I mean, I was a short distance runner when I was younger.
Yeah.
But distance running really taught me more lessons on life. Yeah. And, you know, and
100%. Yeah.
And humbling experiences.
Yeah. And the hardest part of like for the
Discipline.
training, it's just getting out of the bed, getting your shoes on. Like, and he said too, like he'll put his shoes on and sit there for half an hour.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Like, getting off the couch is but once I get out there, I'm like, I feel good.
Yeah.
And my legs have been running my whole life since I was like 6 or 7 because I had so much energy. My sister would just take me to run laps right before bed. I didn't know that's what they were doing. I thought she just wanted to go for a jog with her little sister. I didn't know they
You're
were
like
just,
a puppy. They're trying to like wear you out.
They were. That's what they were doing. So I've been running my whole life, and I was like, oh, now that I have kids, I get it. I was like, oh,
I see what you were doing.
I see what you're doing. I need to go find a track for my little kid. Okay.
All right. Well, we're almost at an hour. This is awesome. I love it.
That's
okay.
a lot to talk about.
So people can email you and just make sure they in the subject line they can put I want to help you with Bigfoot Fest, or is it Dominic's?
Oh, Dominic's
Party.
Mighty Warrior. Dominic's Party.
What else?
Homes for Heroes. Gadget Social. Bigfoot Fest.
Gosh, if they want to train with you for Big Lake 25K.
Somebody would like to train me. I kind of need one of them coaches to slap the taco out of my hand and get me off. I've actually when I was young, I would get so hungry, and there's this really good little taco place, and I would go buy a taco and eat while I ran. You know, when you're young.
But no, the more you run, though, you need fuel.
Texas heat.
You're going to be hungry.
104-degree weather. I was like, holy moly.
Don't worry about what you eat. Just go out for those training runs. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Okay. All right. So I'll put all your contact info in, and then after this, I'm also going to talk to the people at Eagle Haven.
Oh, yes.
Because they sound amazing. I think we need to be friends.
Yes, you do. You live right there.
I know. All right. Thanks, Marla.
Thank you.